Now I want to talk a little bit about our sprites. So here we have our three sprites and I will click on one of our backgrounds and we see here that in the inspector panel we have this import settings where we can manipulate our background settings, that is the import settings, and this will affect the performance of our game. Now for the texture type, make sure that it's set to Sprite 2D because this is a 2D game and we need, the texture type to be Sprite. Sprite mode would be single, that is for our backgrounds. Now here where we have multiple assets in one picture, then we will change this to multiple and we will see this later on when we want to slice our sprites. We will not touch this pixel per unit and pivot, but we will uncheck this, generate MIP maps, because this is mostly for 3D and we are creating a 2D game. Now here where it says override for Android, we will click on this checkbox here and now we can set the max size and the format. So we have the compressed format, 16 bits and true color. If we take a look at here at our sprite, we see that we have, the width and the height 720 by 1280, and we see that it's 16-bit and it has 2.3 megabytes. Now this is not the storage size of our background, this is the size in memory which our background will take. And notice now when I change the max size, and I can set it to 1024 because this is a simple sprite, and if I set it to true color, when I press apply now, notice here that this megabyte size will change. So now we see that it's 2.2. So again, you can play with these settings here and you can set the max size, which will tell Unity to not allow this sprite to go above that max size. And even though our sprite here is larger than 1024, but as I said, this is a simple sprite, it does not have too much colors, so like 3 or 4 colors are on this sprite, so you can safely set it to be 1024 and set it to true color. And again, don't forget to hit apply to make those changes. We can do the same thing for our other two sprites. We can select our background night and we can override it for Android, 1024, true color, and uncheck this generate MIP maps and click apply. And we can go here on our Flappy Bird assets, uncheck generate MIP maps, and here again override for Android, 1024, true color, and we can hit apply, so that we can apply those settings. Now for our Flappy Bird sprites, we will set the sprite mode to be multiple because we have multiple sprites, and then we can click on this sprite editor, which will open this window here, and here we can slice our sprites. We can go here where it says slice in this top left corner, and here we can set a type to automatic or grid. Now we want to set it to automatic, and Unity is pretty good by slicing your sprites. But one thing that we will have a problem, and I will click slice now, so it has sliced our sprites. But for this picture right here, we want it to be in one part, so we want it to be like this, but we see it sliced this part here and the hand and this arrow. So what we can do is we can select this and simply delete it. So select it here, delete it, and also select this one here and delete it. And lastly, for our hand, we can delete it. And now we can manually set this one up, so we can also zoom in like this. So here we want to arrange it like this exactly. We don't want any gaps. So here with this hand, and here at the end, as I said, we don't want any gaps, and we can as I said, zoom in and rearrange it like this, and this is going to be our instruction to the user, how can he play. And when we are satisfied how we sliced our sprites, we can simply click here apply. One other thing that we can do with our sprites is that we can name each individual sprite in our sprite sheet, and we do that by selecting one of our sprites. So in our case, we have selected this instructions here. So here where it says name, I can simply type instructions. We can also select one of our pipes, for example green pipe, and I can name it green pipe. And we can select one of our birds, so this is Flappy Bird Blue 1, this will be 2, 3, and 4, and again this will be Flappy Bird Red 1, 2, 3, Green 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. So you can name this by your own. This will be our pause menu, or at the end game menu basically. This will be our medals, so bronze, gold, and white medal, pause button, resume game button, and here we have our play button at the main menu, ladderboards or open ladderboards button. This will be our connect on Twitter button. This will be our ground. So you can name this by yourself again, and when you finish, simply click apply here to apply to our sprites.